The instant coffee went cold 40 minutes ago. I'm still holding the styrofoam cup like it might offer something. Warmth. Answers. A reason I'm still here. My thumb scrolls. Again. Chloe's text from 6 hours ago, Conan pizza. 3 words. No hi mom. No love you. Not even a period at the end. Just a transaction disguised as communication, the way you'd notify a roommate you finished the milk. POV, you're a 47-year-old widow working the graveyard shift while your 16-year-old daughter slowly becomes a stranger in your own house. 6 years. That's how long it's been since the car accident took Mark, and somehow the distance between me and Chloe has grown wider than the space he left behind. She was 10 when we buried her father. Now she's applying to colleges I can't afford, texting me in a language I didn't teach her, and looking at me across the dinner table on the rare nights I'm actually home like I'm a landlord she tolerates. I set the cup down. The coffee ripples, then goes still. God, I whisper, and it comes out like muscle memory. No feeling behind it. Just the same prayer I've been reciting since 2018, please. The day shift position. I need this. The words hang in the fluorescent buzz. Nothing moves. Nothing answers. Mirror moment, you know that kind of prayer, don't you? The one where you're not even sure you believe anyone's listening anymore, but you say it anyway because stopping feels like admitting something you're not ready to admit. The silence of God presses against me like the hum of those lights. Constant. Clinical. Completely indifferent to whether I'm paying attention or not. Section hook, but here's the thing about 3 a.m. in a hospital, you're never actually alone, even when you feel like it. The next morning, I'm slumped in the same break room chair when my phone buzzes. HR, subject line, pediatric clinic day position, application status. My hands tremble. Actual, visible tremors, the kind I've seen in patients coming off anesthesia. I opened the email during my 15-minute break, hunched over my phone like a woman praying at an altar she's not sure is real. Dear Sarah, we have received your application for the pediatric outpatient clinic day shift position. Your qualifications are currently under review. Under review. Not a yes. Not a no. Just the purgatory of corporate hope. But my brain doesn't care about nuance right now. My brain is already redecorating my future, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Weekends off. Dinner with Chloe every single night. Time to ask about her day before she disappears into her room. Maybe, and this is the dangerous thought I can't stop thinking, maybe this is God finally answering. Maybe the 6 years of silence were just the setup for this one moment when everything turns around. College applications are due in 4 months. If I don't rebuild this bridge before she leaves, I'm not sure I'll ever find the way back. I hit submit on the formal application. My break ends. I go back to checking vitals on 4 West, but my mind is already somewhere else, in a sunlit clinic where mothers bring their children for checkups and nobody codes at 2 a.m. Memorable truth, sometimes hope is just exhaustion with better marketing. Mini hook, that same shift, room 412 changes everything. Mrs. Martinez is 72. Terminal pancreatic cancer. She's been on our floor for 11 days, which means she's outlived her initial prognosis by about a week and a half. Her chart says Catholic, practicing under spiritual preferences, and someone, probably her daughter, has taped a small rosary to the bed rail. I've seen her before. But tonight is the first time she's awake when I come in for the 3 a.m. vitals check. You're still here, she says. Not a question. So are you. I wrap the blood pressure cuff around her arm, avoiding eye contact the way nurses learn to do when patients get too perceptive. She's praying when I enter. Actually praying, not the rote, hollow whispers I've been offering to the break room ceiling. She's holding those beads like they're a rope and someone's on the other end pulling. Do you know why I pray at 3 a.m.? She asks, her voice thin but steady. I shake my head, adjusting the cuff. Because that's when God is closest to those who suffer. She says it like she's telling me the weather. Matter of fact. Settled. Everyone else is asleep. The world is quiet. And he's right there, in the silence, waiting for the ones who can't sleep to finally stop pretending they can. I don't answer. I'm too busy writing down numbers that don't matter to a woman who's dying. Then she looks at me. Really looks. The way people do when they've made peace with leaving and suddenly have nothing left to lose. You have a daughter, don't you? My pen stops. You look at the clock every 10 minutes. Mrs. Martinez's eyes don't waver. I've been watching you, Mija. You check your phone like you're waiting for someone to come back. But she's not coming, is she? Not tonight. Not any night. And you don't know how to stop waiting. The fluorescent lights hum. My chest does something I haven't allowed it to do in 6 years. It cracks. Just a little. Just enough for the air to get in. I finish her vitals without speaking. I chart her numbers at the nurse's station. I do not cry, because nurses don't cry, because widows who work night shifts and raise teenage daughters alone don't have the luxury of falling apart at 3:43 a.m. But driving home at dawn, the sun bleeding orange over the hospital parking lot, I can't stop hearing her voice. You don't know how to stop waiting. A dying woman I've known for 11 days looked at me and saw the wound I've been dressing in private for 6 years. She named it before I ever did. I pull into my driveway. Chloe's light is off. She's asleep or pretending to be. The house is dark. The coffee I'll make in 4 hours will be fresh, and the silence between us will be the same as it was yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that. My phone buzzes. HR, subject line, update on your application. I open it as the sunrise hits my windshield. We regret to inform you. The first 3 words are all I need. And somewhere in the space between a dying woman's prayer and a rejection email I didn't see coming, God is about to do something I never asked for and everything I actually need. I don't even open the full email. I just let the subject line sit there on my phone screen, the words blurring together as the sunrise hits my windshield and turns everything orange and gold and cruel. We regret to inform you. The day position went to someone else. A younger nurse. Pediatric certification. The email doesn't say it, but I know. I grip the steering wheel. Both hands. 10 and 2, like I'm 16 again and my father's teaching me to drive in the church parking lot, telling me to keep my eyes forward, always forward, don't look back because that's how you crash. My knuckles go white. And I can't cry. I physically cannot make the tears come. 6 years of holding it together, 6 years of telling Chloe we're okay, baby, we're okay, 6 years of picking up extra shifts and learning to fix the garbage disposal from YouTube videos and pretending I don't see the way she looks through me at dinner, and now this. 1 email. 3 words. And I feel something inside me crumble into dust. I whisper it out loud. In the parking lot. At 7 a.m. Still in my scrubs from a 12-hour shift that ended 40 minutes ago. Where is God in this? I prayed. I waited. I believed. The steering wheel creaks under my grip. And still silence. Mirror moment, if you've ever sat in a parked car and felt like the silence was its own kind of answer, a cruel one, you know exactly where I was. Memorable truth, sometimes the hardest part of believing isn't the waiting. It's the silence that comes after you've done everything right. 12 hours later, I'm sitting at the kitchen table. The same kitchen table where David used to do his crossword puzzles every Sunday morning, where Chloe used to color while I cooked dinner, where we used to be a family before cancer took him and adolescence took her and I was left with this a Formica surface cluttered with unpaid bills and a coffee mug that's been empty for 2 hours. I don't hear her come in. 1 minute I'm staring at the electric bill, and the next minute she's pulling out the chair across from me. The scrape of wood on linoleum makes me flinch. Chloe sits down. She doesn't have her phone. She doesn't have her earbuds. She just sits and looks at me. I can count on one hand the number of times this has happened in the last 6 years. My daughter, voluntarily, sitting at the kitchen table, looking at me. Not through me. Not past me. At me. Mom. She says it like she's testing the word. Like she hasn't used it in a while and isn't sure it still fits. Are you okay? 3 words. The first unprompted question she's asked me in months. Maybe the first real question since the funeral, when she was 11 and still held my hand in public and believed me when I said everything would be fine. I opened my mouth to do what I always do. I'm fine, sweetheart. Just tired. Long shift. You need anything for school tomorrow? The deflection is right there. Practiced. Polished. The armor I've worn so long I don't remember what my skin feels like underneath. But something breaks. Maybe it's the rejection email. Maybe it's Mrs. Martinez's voice still echoing in my head from last night. Maybe it's the electric bill and the car insurance and the sneakers and the 6 years of pretending I'm strong enough to do this alone. Or maybe it's the way Chloe is looking at me. Really looking. The way she used to when she was 5 and believed I could fix anything. I don't answer her question. I weep. Not crying. Not tearing up. Weeping. The ugly kind. The kind that comes from somewhere so deep you didn't know it was still there. My shoulders shake. My hands cover my face. I make sounds I haven't made since the night David died, when I locked myself in the bathroom and turned on the shower so Chloe wouldn't hear. But she hears me now. And I can't stop. Section hook. Here's what nobody tells you about being strong for too long. Eventually, your strength becomes a wall. And the people you love most end up on the other side of it. Chloe doesn't move. For a long time, I don't know how long, 30 seconds, a minute, an eternity, she just sits there. Frozen. Watching her mother fall apart in real time. And then she does something she hasn't done since she was a child. She reaches across the table. Her fingers touch my wrist. Tentative. Uncertain. Like she's forgotten how to do this and is learning all over again. Mom. Her voice cracks. Mom, please. Talk to me. I look up. Through the tears, through the snot, through the 6 years of distance that felt like an ocean neither of us knew how to cross. And I see her. Not the teenager who ignores my texts and rolls her eyes at my questions. Not the stranger who's been living in my house and eating my food and treating me like a roommate she didn't choose. I see Chloe. My daughter. The little girl who used to crawl into my lap during thunderstorms. The one who drew me pictures of our family with David standing on a cloud, because even at 11 she understood that heaven meant he wasn't coming back. I'm not okay, I whisper. Baby, I'm not okay. I haven't been okay in a long time. And that's it. That's the moment. The first honest moment between mother and daughter in 6 years. Chloe starts crying too. We sit there at that cluttered kitchen table, surrounded by unpaid bills and cold coffee and the ghost of the family we used to be, and we cry together. No walls. No armor. No, I'm fine, sweetheart. Just raw, ugly, beautiful vulnerability. She's never seen me like this. I've never let her. Memorable truth, sometimes the breakthrough you've been praying for doesn't come wrapped in a job offer or a changed circumstance. Sometimes it comes wrapped in tears at the kitchen table, when you finally stop pretending you're okay and let someone see the mess. That night, I return to the hospital for my shift. The parking lot is the same. The fluorescent lights are the same. The smell of antiseptic and stale coffee is the same. But I'm not the same. Chloe texted me before I left. 5 words. I love you, Mom. Really? I read it 17 times in the break room before my shift started. Now it's 3 a.m. The floor is quiet. Most of my patients are sleeping. But when I push open the door to room 214, Mrs. Martinez is awake. Her rosary is still taped to the bed rail. Her eyes are open. And she's looking at me the way she looked at me last night, like she sees something I haven't said out loud. You got the news, she says. Not a question. Mrs. Martinez reaches for my hand. Her fingers are cold, paper-thin, but her grip is surprisingly firm. I've been praying for you, Sarah. Not for the job. I stopped praying for that 3 days ago. That catches me off guard. You did? God showed me something else. She coughs, a rattling sound that makes my nurse's instincts kick in. I reach for the water cup, but she waves me off. Listen to me. I don't have much time. The job wasn't the answer, she whispers. The rejection was the door. Memorable truth, God doesn't always remove the obstacle. Sometimes He uses the obstacle to remove the thing that's been blocking you from the people you love most. Isaiah 43 verse 19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I want you to have this, she says. Not because you need a Bible verse. I've seen the cross around your neck. You know the Bible better than I do. But you've been reading it wrong, honey. You've been looking for God in the open doors, and He's been standing in the closed ones. I take the napkin. It weighs nothing and everything. 3 weeks later, Mrs. Martinez dies peacefully on a Tuesday morning. Her daughter calls me at home to tell me. She left you something, she says. A note. She wrote it the night before. I already have the napkin. But I drive to the hospital anyway, and the daughter hands me an envelope with my name on it. Inside is the same verse. Isaiah 43 verse 19. Written again. Bigger this time. With one word underlined 3 times. Perceive. Section hook. Here's the thing about perception. You can see something every day and still miss what's right in front of you. And Chloe is sitting at the table. Not scrolling her phone. Not rushing out the door. Just sitting there with 2 mugs. One for her. One for me. You're home early, I say, because I don't know what else to say. I set my alarm. She pushes the second mug toward me. I know you get off at 7. I looked up your schedule online. I sit down. The coffee is fresh. Not the instant stuff I've been drinking for 6 years. She actually brewed a pot. We don't talk at first. We just sit there in the quiet, and it's not the heavy, suffocating quiet we've been living in since David died. It's different. Lighter. Like the silence between 2 people who are finally ready to stop pretending. Minnie Hook, that first morning, we said maybe 10 words to each other. But it was the most we'd communicated in half a decade. The next morning, she's there again. And the morning after that. By the 4th day, she starts talking. Small things at first. A test she's worried about. A friend who said something that hurt her feelings. The kind of things 15-year-old girls tell their mothers when they're not treating them like strangers. Then one morning, about 2 weeks into this new ritual, Chloe looks at me across the table and asks the question we've both been avoiding for 6 years. Mom, do you still blame God for Dad? My coffee cup stops halfway to my mouth. I used to, she continues, her voice barely above a whisper. I was so angry at God for taking him. But I was also angry at you. Because you never cried. Not once. Not at the funeral. Not at Christmas. Not on his birthday. You just kept working and making dinner and asking about my homework like nothing happened. And I thought maybe you didn't hurt. I thought maybe you didn't love him the way I did. Mirror moment, right there, sitting at my kitchen table with cold coffee and a daughter who's been carrying this burden alone for 6 years, I see myself. The version of me who thought strength meant never breaking. The version who believed that if I fell apart, Chloe would fall apart too. The version who confused armor with healing. I reach across the table and take her hand. Baby, I say, and my voice cracks on the word. I cried every single night in the hospital parking lot. 4 years. The ugly kind of crying. The kind where you can't breathe and you don't care if anyone sees. I just never let you see. I thought I was protecting you. I thought if I stayed strong, you'd be okay. Chloe's eyes fill with tears. But I wasn't okay, Mom. I was so lonely. I lost Dad and then I felt like I lost you too. And that's when it happens. The thing I didn't know I'd been praying for. The answer that didn't come in a job offer or a changed schedule or a miracle that fixed everything overnight. We cry together. Finally. Fully. 6 years of grief spilling onto the kitchen table between coffee mugs and unpaid bills and the ghost of the family we used to be. She crawls into my lap like she did when she was little. She's almost too big now, all gangly teenage limbs and borrowed hoodies, but she fits. She still fits. I'm so sorry, I whisper into her hair. I should have cried with you. I should have let you see me break. I should have asked, she says. I should have told you I was angry. I just didn't know how. We stay like that for a long time. The sun comes fully through the window. The coffee goes cold. And somewhere in the middle of all that mess, I realize something that takes my breath away. God answered my prayer. Not by changing my circumstances. Not by giving me the day shift. Not by making life easier or less exhausting or more fair. He answered by using the rejection to break me open so Chloe could finally see inside. The night I fell apart at this table, sobbing over an email that told me I wasn't good enough, that was the night my daughter started coming back to me. Not because I got what I wanted. Because I finally stopped pretending I didn't want anything at all. Memorable truth, the real healing wasn't a day job. It was the vulnerability that rebuilt our relationship. God didn't change my schedule. He changed my heart. And that changed everything. That was 8 months ago. I still work night shifts. I still come home at 7 a.m. with aching feet and bleary eyes. Some mornings Chloe's at the table. Some mornings she's already left for school. But she always leaves coffee in the pot now. And sometimes there's a note next to the mug. Love you, Mom. Really? 4 words now instead of 3. It's not much. But it's everything. Section hook, I want to pray for you. Right now. Wherever you are. Whatever rejection you're holding in your hands. Whatever prayer you've been praying that feels unanswered. I don't know your specific situation. I don't know what closed door you're staring at this morning.